Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the fine gallery here at Bosse High School. My name is Aaron Huff. I'm the principal here at Bosse, and just a great day in the day of Bosse in the community for Bosse students and for generations of Bosse folks that have been around for a while. I want to introduce some folks who are here with me today. I've got Mayor Lord Winkie. Also, I have Deputy Mayor Steve Schaefer, and then also Commissioner Rusty Fowler. So I'm going to turn it over to the Deputy Mayor Steve Schaefer at this time. But again, I want to welcome everyone to the Bosse Fine Gallery here at Bosse High School. We've got some great news to deliver today to everyone that will impact generations before and generations to come. So, Deputy Mayor.
Good morning. Good morning. You can do better than that, right? Good morning. Thank you. Thank you, Principal Huff. It is great to be here, and it's most appropriate that we are here at Bosse High School to discuss an issue that has directly impacted the students and others for decades. Since 1976, community leaders recognized that the intersection at US 41 in Washington was very dangerous, even calling for 41 to be elevated from Division to south of Washington. I mean, can you imagine if 41 was elevated? I mean, we certainly wouldn't be here today discussing how bad the intersection is. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and hundreds of accidents have happened. Even deaths have occurred through the years as a result of vehicular accidents. While there is no doubt that vehicular traffic is a problem, another major problem, and I assume the students here are aware, is the pedestrian traffic crossing the busy 41. Local newsman Brad Bird even called it a human version of Frogger, trying to cross 41. Community leaders for decades have tried to work with the state to get a crossing across 41. EVSC board member Mike Duckworth, I think Mike's here in the audience, has worked hard for that. Reverend William Payne, others have had petitions trying to encourage the state and other local leaders to do that. Another individual, Martha Wagner, also had a petition. I was researching some of the history and context of these issues. She actually started a petition because her daughter, Hillary, was hit by a car in 1996. So, demonstrating the need. As accidents have increased at 41 during construction periods, the Winkie administration worked with INDOT to add dedicated turn lanes on Washington and build larger pedestrian islands on 41 to try and make it safer. However, that wasn't enough, and I think you all agree. Mayor Winkie wrote the state and has been working with them for some time on reconsidering to put a pedestrian crossing across 41. He even toured the site with Governor Holcomb just a few weeks ago. We're fortunate to have a good relationship with INDOT and Governor Holcomb to have a positive discussion on these developments. They've listened to Mayor Winkie's request and began a study to develop options to make the intersection safer. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce INDOT Deputy Commissioner Rusty Fowler to share more about INDOT's recent review of options for that intersection. Rusty.
Good morning. Good morning. See you, I've gotten all warmed up. I am the Deputy Commissioner for the Vincennes District of INDOT, which is the southwest corner of the state. My name is Rusty Fowler, as Steve noted. I want to thank you for the opportunity to come into the beautiful facility that we're in today to talk with you. I think it's awesome that there are students in the room as well. Because that's one of the main reasons that we're really talking today, is we want to come in and talk a little bit about public safety, and we want to talk a little bit about great partnerships. So, as Steve kind of noted, we've had requests from citizens and the school and the city as well to take a look at a safer option for pedestrian crossing near Bosse High School. As Steve also alluded to, we assigned an on-call consultant to start taking a look at the area. There was a field check held back in the spring, back in May, where everybody came out and took a look at it as part of the road safety audit. And then the consultant also met with several stakeholders, including the city, including the school, and others, as part of that process. We asked them to look at not only potential pedestrian issues, but also potential traffic, vehicular issues, because we do recognize that there have been a lot of accidents out there as well. So some of the observations, and I'll share this observation, and I'll tell you something that somebody filled me in on this morning. While there hasn't been a precedented accident history, specifically pedestrian, at least recorded accident history, the school and the principal had communicated, hey, there are a lot of near misses out there. This morning I came in and I talked to the school nurse, and she said, you know, the last 3 folks that have been hit out there, I've been here when they got hit. And those are undocumented cases that we didn't know about. So just to show you, there's some near misses in there, and there are some folks that have been hit out there. Automatically, you know, we're thinking public safety, right? The other thing is, as our consultant looked at things, was the vehicular accidents at the location out there, mostly rear-end accidents and some 90-degree hits out there, exceed what we consider to be normal. So our consultant came back, returned with some recommendations, which we then in turn discussed with the mayor. And it's through that strong working relationship that we kind of go through that process and then arrive with here's the solutions that we'd like to move forward with. So with that, I'm going to introduce Mayor Lloyd Winnicky, who would like to make a special announcement.
I wonder what that announcement's going to be. Let me start by first acknowledging Dr. Smith being here today, former Principal Sheila Huff, who has done a lot to advocate over the last several years, Brent Jackson from the Neighborhood Association, and especially like to welcome all the student council members. And to thank everyone in the community that has advocated for a safer intersection, whether you signed a petition, attended a rally, talked to elected officials, or you simply were trying to help someone cross US 41 at Washington Avenue. I'd also like to acknowledge Rusty and the team at INDOT for listening to our concerns that we have elevated up through the community, and especially to Governor Holcomb, who took the time a few weeks ago in one of his visits to Evansville to walk the corridor with me to see firsthand what the situation is there. Really appreciate that, and gave him and his administration a better view of what students face every day at that intersection. Also like to thank Principal Huff for having the student council here, and I know that Principal Huff is an advocate of collaborative leadership. That's something I've advocated, that's something that's my way of leading, and I hope that's demonstrating to each of you that by collaborating with, in this case, the broader community, good things can come. So congratulations on your good work and being advocates for change. So several years ago, the state wanted to make an improvement at US 41 and the Lloyd Expressway. The proposal that they laid out was really not to the city's liking. We worked hand in hand with Governor Daniels and his administration at the time to really convey what the city had in mind. And it was through those discussions that you see what we have today, a full cloverleaf that really makes traffic flow through that area. 50,000 cars or so a day along the expressway. That traffic just flows much better as a result of the cloverleaf. But it's that style and that relationship, that style of collaborative leadership and communication and relationship with INDOT that got us that. Well, to the students, we know that every life is important, certainly yours are, and the lives of future Bosse students. So we want to explore every option available, and that's what we asked Rusty and his team at INDOT to do earlier in the year. As Rusty relayed, changes need to happen at the intersection. Vehicular accidents at 41 in Washington are common, and improvements do need to be made there for for vehicles as well as pedestrians. Therefore, here we go. It's my pleasure to announce today that the City of Evansville and the State of Indiana are working on an agreement that will address both of these problems. Planning will soon begin to address short-term improvements for traffic at the intersection, as well as a new pedestrian crossing. Improving overall traffic, overall safety is priority one. Rephasing the signal time for the vehicles is a short-term improvement for the intersection, and then consideration of a potential J-turn for vehicles in 2025. Through discussions with Principal Hoff on pedestrian traffic for school and sporting events, the City of Evansville has recommended that a new pedestrian crossing connecting the Greenway across US 41 on the north side of Inlow Field. It will allow students and fans to enter the football field and school in the entrances that are currently being used. Now, we're excited about this, and this is going to happen. But these projects don't happen overnight. INDOT will begin surveying the area, and the design process will begin shortly. All necessary steps slated to begin as early as, slated to begin in 2023. We're pushing for a faster timeline, but processes are processes. But it's important to note the city has agreed to a 20% match on this roughly $5 million project. So there is a lot of skin in the game, if you will say, from the City of Evansville as well as the state of Indiana. This is a big deal. People have advocated for this for generations. And while it's going to take a couple of years, 2.5, 3 years to get this underway, please note that we are working hard to ensure that safety is a priority at this intersection for the time being and for years and years to come. Again, we can't thank you enough for your advocacy and for your patience, but good things do come to those who wait and are patient and work collaboratively. Thank you. With that, I'll have it turn over to Aaron to close us out.
Again, as I opened up, this is a great day for Ball State High School, but even greater day for the community. I also do believe in collaborative leadership and working together, as evidenced by some of our members in the student council who do work collaboratively together. We also, some folks that are part of Wright High School came over and were a part of a rally that kids participated in. So that's a great day for our student body, again, for our community. You know, like you said, people have been advocating for this for years. And for generations, and so it's great to, as my grandmother once told me, to walk the path that other folks have laid for you, and so that's what we're doing now. And so it's great that people have fought the fight in advance, and we're now reaping those rewards. And it's great news for us, great news for our student body, and for the community in Evansville and for generations to come. At this time, we will conclude. I have a great amount of snacks back in the back for you. Please partake and make yourself at home in the Fine Gallery. This is a great place for Ball State High School, great day. So continue the celebration by enjoying and partaking in the refreshments that are in the back. Thank you all.